spirits review. Just drinking the last bit out of that last glass. So tonight, I'm back on the Lowcostbeer Advent Calendar. Just sorting out my glasses. So, yeah. Day 23 of the Advent Calendar. That's better, clean glass. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey along the way. We've had some great beers. We've had a lot of ones with big heads. And let's see what today is going to hold. Always interesting. And I promise I haven't even looked, so I can't even guess what I'm getting. But it's going to be interesting. So, and it's a bottle. Oh, and I know the brewery already. So, from the Kernel Brewery, and I think this may be the 4th beer from the Kernel Brewery. It's like a Christmas present, isn't it? You know, try and unwrap it. So, okay, that's different. Good evening. So, we're another one from the Kernel Brewery, the 4th one in this Advent Calendar. Yeah, they do make some nice, I like the porter, strongest of all. Now, this is their pale ale. Now, the other day, I had a pale ale, which was Citra and Motueka, or if that's how you pronounce it. This pale ale has got Sticklebract, never heard of that, and Zeus hops in, and it's 5.2%. What they do, and I've read up on the site, and I now know because of the other one. Oh, lovely. What they do is they actually use their base 4th. They use their base pale ale mix, I suppose you could call it, and just add different hops to it. So every beer, every hop, every pale ale is slightly different. And there's quite a few different ones. I suppose really, it's a very interesting concept, isn't it? Because I've never heard of them hops before. You know, the normal ones you do hear of all the time, Citra and Centennial, Columbus. Oh God, there's such a list, isn't there? But yeah, not heard of them too. Although I probably drank them at some stage. But, yeah, so Monkey Boy's getting moved off the shelf behind me. Too many people are saying it looks like me. It won't do tomorrow. I've had my hair cut. Yeah, it's got a similar sort of hairstyle, hasn't it? Yeah. Well, at least it isn't a gusher. So, 5.2%. The other pale ale was 5.5%. So, do the hops make a difference? Well, maybe, because if there's a difference of 0.3 in a percentage between one pale ale and the other, using the same, you know, only using hops as a different character. So it looks like there's a bit of bottle conditioning going off there because, oh, it does say bottle conditioned on the back. Failure again. Yeah, I can see a couple of bits flying around. But obviously, if you buy a bottle conditioned beer and you're not a big, massive, knowledgeable about beers, just let it settle for a minute, you know, and don't drink the last bits. But then sometimes the last bits are more interesting anyway. So, golden pour, lovely white head, about an inch thick white head. At least it's not going over the top of the glass. I've had too many of them this Advent Calendar. Ah, right, yeah. It makes you wonder, you know, whether Britain and Ireland as well, we ought to be trying to grow more hops ourselves to lessen the impact of Europe. If anything, the last few days has taught Britain is that we need to be less dependent, certainly on France, and stop using like Calais and Dover for a lot of our stuff. Start using different areas, different countries who aren't going to be, what's the word? There's a word. Not nice. There's a word I'm thinking of, but I'm not going to say it. Naughty. Oh, the aroma's different. Still tropically, but yeah, that yeah, it is different aroma to it. I suppose that's a different hop shining through. I've noticed that with my Imperial Russian Stout, the aromas are quite strong off the hops. No, not had that. Banana, molasses and ginger. Sounds absolutely divine. I love oat with ginger in. I'm an absolute ginger fan. Good evening. You'd think though, with today's technologies, that we'd be able to do a lot of more different hops. You'd think. You know, I suppose it's all down to greenhouse space, not having the environment for it. But what's to say in the years to come with global climate change that we don't have the environment for it, especially in the likes of Cornwall and that? It does make you wonder. No, I suppose not. Greenhouses aren't as well. Lovely and smooth on the initial taste. So it's a tropical nose with very distinct aroma coming off the nose, very different to the one from the other day. And it's probably a good thing that they're only a few days apart, because I can remember the taste vaguely anyway from the other day, and it's very smooth tasting, not so bitey as the other day. Oh, the Christmas running. No more babysitting now. Well, not until Christmas Day when my little fella comes round. And then next year we've got a baby as well. That's going to be interesting. So, yeah, 2 grandkids. Shit, getting old. And I'm only 49. I might look older, but that's grey hair for you. And bald head. But, yeah, kiddies. Just when you think you've got rid of your own, and then you get more. Although my 10-year-old son can be a right little kid at times. But especially when he's jumping on you, you know, when you don't want to be jumped on, and the area just runs and jumps on you, you know. Lovely little things. So, we'll see what we're going to get for Christmas. Let's hope Santa's going to be kind to all of us. I mean, I've had a surprise today, so it's already, Christmas is already looking better. And, you know, appreciation's a lovely thing in life. But I've realised for me that sitting down and doing nothing is not good for me. I need to be doing things. I'm all right when I'm drinking because I'm doing something. Bloody hell, certainly haven't all. I've got enough beer in here to last months. You know, even if you just drank beer and didn't drink anything else. You know, it's a great little place. And, I'll keep moving the beer wall around. This is going to change again in a couple of days' time. When on Christmas Day, it's going to be totally brewed, because I've got some like little posters and beer mats from them. So I've got 7 days of another, not like an advent calendar, but it is, because it's their 7 days of Christmas. So another 7 days of just one brewery. That should be interesting. But the beers, yeah. No, I think France has already opened the borders, hasn't it? But yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're definitely going to feel some of this of what's happening. There's definitely going to be repercussions somewhere along the line. Something's going to go out of stock. But if it's French cheese, then I don't really care anyway, because I don't eat the stuff. But as long as Stilton is still available, we're laughing. And good thing for me is that I don't live far away from where they make Stilton. Can't remember the bloody name of it, but I've lost the name. Now, and I worked there as well. I worked in that area. Damn, on the A46. Ah, no, can't remember the name. Dear, oh dear, that's old age for you. Oh, so I bet I'm making dinner tonight again. My wife's doing another cake. Gosh, she's a sucker for punishment. Babysitting all day, then caking all night. Although at least it leaves me to go and do beer reviews in peace. You can't beat it, can you? So this, for me, these hops have made a really nice, smoother tasting pale ale than the other one from Kernel. And on Kernel's website, if you go on their website, right, you've got a chance, they do got lots of variations on this pale ale theme. So if you are a pale ale fan and don't want your beers too strong, their usage of hops to do different tasting pale ales is actually quite very revolutionary, I think. I mean, other companies may do the same sort of thing, just put different names on it, you know. But at least these, in some ways, are being quite honest. It's Kernel Pale Ale, but with them hops, and you can't fault them for that. It's for me, it's interesting, very interesting concept, and very similar in a lot of ways to what Titanic Brewery do with their stouts. I definitely have had the India Porter, the 1890 India Porter. I got that from, again, Lowcostbeer earlier this year. I did a beer haul with them, bought a load of beers, and it was in one of them beer halls. Lovely. Yeah, we're still in tier 3. I think we're all in lockdown after the Boxing Day. They've already put so much more of the country in lockdown from Boxing Day. I think the rest of it will go in Boxing Day. It's on the lines, isn't it? You can see what's happening. And now there's a South African variant, and by the time we get to Christmas, there's more variants than little. I think we all do, don't we? You know, if COVID's done one good thing, it's given all of us, beer drinkers, beer fans, the chance to try beers from, because you had to go online to get your beers. Initially, at the start, that was the big thing. Everyone was going online. And everyone is discovering new beers. Ooh. Tier 2 to tier 4. At least we're still in tier 3. But Cambridgeshire, that's Smiling Grape Country, or Lowcostbeer. That's where they are, in St Neots, somewhere around it, wherever that is, St Neots is. But yeah, that's where they are. But yeah, I think we're all going to be in it. You know, it's a sad day really, but what can they do? You know, every hand, they seem to be going from one crisis to another. I mean, God. And then you still got the threat of terrorists, haven't you? I mean, COVID's done more to kill the country than any terrorist ever could. But good old Chinese. Bloody hell. Suffolk. So Suffolk is Norwich, isn't it? I forget. I'm not knowledgeable on that side of the country. Oh, 10 miles up the road. Smiling Grape. Matt Ellis is the bloke who owns that or runs it. Yeah, I bet they are. Oh dear. I'll be on furlough after Christmas with any luck. Yeah. 2-day working week, 3 days on furlough. That's what I'm hoping for, praying for. I can do a 2-day week. 2 solid days of work, solid days of graft, and 3 days off. That'll do me nicely. And they've even had a test. And you know what? Talking about tests, I'm absolutely gutted. I got sent, and my son got sent this letter saying about NHS tests. And I says, fuck that in your testing, twats. So I chucked it in the bin. And he didn't know. Fuck your fucking tests. Didn't read the letter, did I? With the letter, got you find it online. Marston's shop sell it. But so anyway, went to see my brother last weekend, and you know, to exchange Christmas presents and walk in the park, freezing cold, and not drinking beer and wine in his house and enjoying life, you know, as you do, and eating a nice steak that he's made because he's a chef. No, none of that. Walking around a bloody freezing cold park, but at least it wasn't raining. And he was telling me they got one of these letters from the NHS, and all 4 of them had, you know, the tests. So they sent the test back in the post. So there's nobody coming around the house or like that. And they've had 3 lots of 200 quid. And I'm thinking, what? Bastard. I would have definitely done that if I'd have known. The only downside is if you had to furlough. You know, if you have to go off and self-isolate, that's the downside. If you, you know, even if you, I mean, she actually had a false positive. Just goes to show you. And the next day she was all right. You know, they did it again, and it was okay. But to be paid to be tested, oh my God, they haven't sent me one since. Hey, you know, that bit of extra cash like that for nothing. Oh dear, oh dear. To say I was gutted was an understatement. I mean, we all have a bit of free money, don't we? I mean, let's be fair. And when he told me, I was like, oh, you know. So anyway, another good beer from Kernel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for me, a much smoother beer than the Citra version of this, than the Matueka, if that's how you pronounce it. Very easy drinking. 5.2% does hit you. You know, I've done a 4.5% before this. This added to that. Oh, feeling it now. I need an hour and a half break now. Around about an hour and a half break. Very nice beer. Another good addition to the Lowcostbeer Advent Calendar. Very interested to see what tomorrow's going to be. God's sakes, don't let there be parties on. Don't let it be a sour. But anyway, whatever it is what it is, isn't it? You know, that's the whole point of Advent calendars. You're not knowing what you're drinking. It's like a little Christmas box. Oof. I'm glad I hadn't had one. Yeah, back on at 6 o'clock. Definitely 6 o'clock. Definitely 2 reviews. I'm reviewing Big Ben. And one other. Maybe even one of these draft jobbies, because it has to be done, doesn't it? Yeah. Although I'm not reviewing the 13%er tonight because I don't want to be battered too early. And I'm trying not to upset the wife before Christmas. You know, keep the old yellow card in place. It's like she's watching me, but she don't really know. She just thinks I'm talking longer, which I am, to be honest. And yeah, really nice pale ale. Love the element with the different hops. I think that's groundbreaking, and more should be done like this. Variations of the same theme is a good idea. If you look at beers like plum porters that Titanic and St. Peter's make, yeah, definitely. When I'm not driving anywhere, forgot where I was now. Yeah, variations on a theme, and yeah, I think that for breweries, variating your beers without having to go to the extent of having to rebrew, you know, and change loads of things is a good way to have new beers, but without all the hassle. Oh, bless you. Golden Champion. Golden Glory, I love. Why? Why did Badger get rid of it? Pisses me off. It's a great beer. Peaches and melons. It's a true woman's beer. You know, the peaches and melons aspect. I mean, for me, Titanic, you know how they did the Plum Porter Grand Reserve? I think they could do a cappuccino stout Grand Reserve. And there's so much you can do to improve, to bring out new variations of what you're already doing. In my eyes, anyway, you know. Better make sure I clean the glasses for later. Out of 5, I'd give this about a 4.3. Good taste, good smooth tasting, not as bitey as the other day. An interesting beer, and I love what they're doing. Is it? Oh shit! Oh. I didn't get anything from. I was going to buy from Titanic Brewery, but on the day I had the money, they wanted in stock, so I didn't get any. Right, and that's it for this review. See you later. Cheers. 6 o'clock ish, roundabout.